Okay, you guys, I'm back with another video. Okay, so we're doing it. We're gonna start from where we left off last night. Oh, I just got off of work. I have a little bit of a headache, but we're just gonna keep it going. Oh, I am determined. I just read about somebody today who they self-taught themselves to be a developer 8 months and they got a job. But it's so crazy, right? Because I went to work today and this guy, I don't know if he's like liking me or what, but he works there, but he said he used to do web developing. And I said, "Well, how did you get started?" He said he taught himself and he wants to help me and everything. I'm just like, wow. This is meant for me to keep it going. So that's what I'm going to do. It's not what I'm trying to do, it's what I'm going to do. Say it with me. You're going to be a developer, okay? All right. So we're making this registration form. We're on step 36 of free code camp with Learn HTML forms by building a registration form. Oh, by the way, you guys, I'm going to be switching it up. Soon I want to go to the Odin project because that is also a very good resource. People are saying free code camp holds your hand a lot, but the Odin project is also a free situation. And people say it's good. So, all right. With the form submission, it is useful and good practice to provide each submittable element. Oh, that's right, with a name attribute. I remember I was doing this and got so tired. This attribute is used to identify the element. Go ahead and give each submittable element a unique name attribute of your choosing, except for the two radio buttons. Okay, so last night, let me see, I had gave most of them a name. Let's see, I gave that name. I gave that name 2. Email, I gave that one. Name, password. That one has a name. Okay. I'm just going through to see the ones that I have put a name in there. As you can see, they all pretty much have it. I seen that the radio buttons had them, so maybe that's why they don't care for us to do it, because we've already done it there. Okay, got it. The how did you hear about us doesn't have a name. But where would I put it? Name, bio, that has a name. You should give the file a name attribute. Oh, so file must not have one. Let's go back up here and see. Upload your picture. Name, I named it pic for the file one. Upload a profile pic. Maybe they want me to change it to file. I mean, because I had it named. I'm just trying to see you guys because it looks like I already have this on here. Maybe they're talking about something else. Where is file? You should give the file a name. Oh, maybe they're talking about up here. No, they couldn't be talking about up there. I might have to put y'all on pause. This one, I'm stumped. Okay, you guys, so I figured out what it was. It's basically, I had name type up here, which I shouldn't have had it. It was, they told me name type, but that's not an attribute. So I removed it and we're on to the next mistake that I made. And that is you should give the select element a name attribute. PS, I would have chosen refer. Okay, so I did choose refer. And there it goes right there. But I have it in label, so it's the wrong element that I have it in. We're going to go ahead and get it out of there and put it in the select element. Okay, so now you should give the text area element a name attribute. Text area, where are you? Text area. Okay. Passed it. Okay, you guys, you know what else I found? I found Discord. It's a chat for programming for Free Code Camp. And I'm gonna ask them a question because I don't want to be posting this stuff and Free Code Camp doesn't want me to do it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I'm asking them this question and we'll see what they have to say about it because, I'm making this YouTube video, but I don't want to mess Free Code Camp up. Oh, okay. I'm not employee, but Naomi is. I did historically work on some of the curriculum recently on some of the tests. However, I've only been a volunteer. You're so nice. Okay, so they said I could post all I want. We're on to another step. Okay, I'm on step 37. The HTML for the registration form is finished. Now you can spruce it up a bit. Start by changing the font to Tahoma and the font size to 16px in the body. This is easy. All right, let's see. And font size 16px. Oh, font Tahoma. Then we got font size. Uh, Font family. Center the H1 and P elements by giving them a margin of 1em auto. Then align their text in the center as well. Center the H1 and P elements. So what we're gonna go ahead and do here is go H1, PO, P, give them a margin up 1em auto. Then align their text in the center as well. Text align. That was pretty easy, you guys. 1 second, I'm finna get me some tissue. All right, I'm back. And we're back. Okay, let's submit our code here. So center the form element by giving it a margin of 0 auto. Then fix its size to a maximum width of 500px and a minimum width of 300px. In between that range, allow it to have a width of 60 VW. Okay, so center the form element by giving it a margin of auto. So we're gonna go ahead and do form. We're in CSS now doing all of this. And then margin at 0 auto. And then width. Look at that. How nice that is. We need to remember that one, y'all. Look at what that did. Wow. No, that's not one. I actually don't know about this one here. I don't know how to make this the maximum, you know what I'm saying? What they're saying here. 500 px max or something. Is it size? I doubt it. No, it's probably not this, but I'm gonna put this because I'm just trying to put something here, you know, to try. Let's see. You should give the form a max width. Okay. Oh, that's what I did. Oh my gosh. I did get it right. You see, now that's what you get for trying, girl. You just forgot those colons. That is just really good. Okay. I learned something there. You can give it a max width and a minimum is 300. And then you can just do regular, which is, you know, in the middle somewhere. But that was interesting because the middle one had 60 VW. All right. During development, it is useful to see the Fieldset default borders. However, they make the content appear too separated. Remove the border and add 2 rem of padding only to the top and bottom of each Fieldset. Be sure to remove the padding from the left and the right. Remove the border? And how do you expect me to just do that on my own? Y'all is crazy. No, I don't know how to do this. Thank you. Because I had no clue. Build set order. None. To rim. I think padding is something, you guys. I'm not exactly sure. Let me see. It could be padding top. I think that might be it. Sometimes I think they do want you to guess. Yeah, that's working. It's doing something. Let's see what it says. Okay, padding left. None. What is this? Is it left padding? No, it's not. Maybe I should just do 0. Look at me continuing on. Do you guys see that your guesses, they could work, you know? Don't just think, oh my gosh, I'm dumb, like I don't know what it could be. If none didn't work, try 0. If left didn't do it on the side, try the other side. Like, I don't think that this is that hard. Like, I feel like we probably make it really hard in our brains. You know what I'm saying? We're too hard on ourselves. Okay, to give the Fieldset elements a bit of separation, select them and give them a border bottom of 3px solid. Okay. Border bottom 3px solid 3b 4f. What did that do? Telling me it did nothing? Let's see what it's saying down here. You should give Fieldset elements a border bottom of 3px solid. Well, that's exactly what I did. Border bottom. Another thing is you got to make sure everything is spelled right. You know, you could just be off by something that you spelled incorrectly. But I don't see it here. Like, I feel like I have everything that they want, you know? So what I'm gonna do is try putting this at the bottom here. Uh-oh. What? Come on now. Paste. You won't let me paste this? What's up with that? 3px. Oh. You know what? I'm not gonna put a colon. I don't think it has a colon afterwards, you guys. That was it. No colon after that. So we got to remember that. There is no colon after we put the after we put it in here for CSS to style it. If it is the hex number color, there is no colon or whatever that is after that in CSS. So we can remember that. The border of the last field set element looks a little out of place. You can select the last element of a specific type using the last of type CSS pseudo class like these. P, last of type. That will select the last P element. Create a new selector that targets the last fill set element and set its border bottom to none. So what are we trying to accomplish here? The border of the last field set element looks a little bit out of place. They're saying, yeah, it does. Submit is kind of like right up in here. It looks scrunched together. It's kind of tacky looking. I get it. You can select the last element of a specific type using last of type CSS pseudo class like this. Last of type. That will select the last P element. Got it. Create a new selector that targets the last field set element and set its border bottom to none. Okay, well, that's easy. Last of. Hey. What, girl? No, that is not what we're doing here. I wish I could see the bottom so I could see like what it's doing here. It's doing absolutely nothing, which means that I think I got this wrong. Yes, I did. Okay. It says to do the last field set. Do you see how I figured that out in my head? Because this gives us an example of P, but it's not. This is not the last paragraph in this situation. Now, we could have did P if it was. We could do any element, but this one was field set. So we're going to do that one. That's the element for what we're doing this time. So I figured it out on my own. I don't like to really go down here and get the hint unless I for surely am so desperate and I need help that way. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's continue on. We're on step 43. It would be nicer to have a label text appear above the form element. Select all input. Let me see what they're saying. It would be nicer to have the label text appear above the form elements. So the label text appear above the form elements. We're not in HTML. Let me go over there and see. So the label is like enter your first name and all that stuff. They want this to be above the form element. And the form element where is the form element? It's down here. Where does it begin, though? That's the question. I mean, I don't see where we... Or maybe form element is just self-closing. But I'm trying to find it. I think I do remember seeing it. Form. Okay, well, I get the gist of what they're saying. They want to change it up. Select all input. Okay. Select all input and then text area and select elements and make them take up the full width of their parent elements. Whoa, also add 10 px of margin to the top of the selected elements. Set the other margins to 0. Select all input, text area, and select elements. Make them take up the full width of their parent elements. This one's a hard one. Input, text area, and select. Make them take up the full width of their parent elements. Let me see what their parent elements could be. Input, text area, and select. It is down here at the bottom. Okay. Their parent element is I think it might be form. I think it might be form. But I don't know how to take up the full width of their parent elements. Like, I don't know how to do that. Let's see what form is. It's 60 VW. Let's try. That sure did change it up, did it? Let's fix this and see how it was before. 60. If I get this right, do you know how juiced I'm gonna be? I'm sorry to use juiced. I know that's probably very uncomfortable for some of you because it's so old. Okay, set the other margins to 0. That's probably not gonna be right. That didn't look good. You should use a comma separated element selector to select input text area and select. Well, I did. You see how it didn't tell me I had this wrong? I'm excited about that, y'all. What do I have wrong? I'm really interested in knowing that information. You should use a comma separated element selector to select the input text area. Oh, you should set the width property to 100%. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, but it did the same thing. Margin top. Do you guys see how I did the same thing? Wow, I am proud. Wait, they just told me to set the margin top to 10, and then they said to do it as 0. Oh, margin bottom. Okay, let's not push that again because we know margin right is probably 0 too. Now let's just see what they did here. So they asked me it would be nicer to have the label text appear above the form element. Select all input text areas and make them take up the full length of their parent elements, which is form. I did this, but I did it a different way, which wasn't the correct way, but I'm proud it still looked the same. But they wanted me to do width 100%. So whenever they asking you to take up an area, for sure we're gonna do width at 100, and then also they said set the other margins. So when they say set the other margins, they're talking about top, bottom, left, and right. You know what I'm saying? So it's all of the margins. You can't just do one. You have to think about all sides of this situation here in this box. So, all right, let's move to the next. For the second field set, you want the input and label text to appear on the same line. Start by giving the input element in the second field set a class of inline. All right, start by giving the input elements in the second field set. Okay, a class of inline. So we're gonna go class equals inline. And we're going to copy and paste this because we're giving it to all of the inputs here. So I think what we're doing right now is we're setting it up to be able to style it. So, you know, first you would go to HTML, and for these labels, when we put inline here, we're probably about to go to style.css to actually give the class inline a style command, and it'll fix all of these labels on this one. It'll fix these here, you know, because they're not on the same line. As you can see, they're kind of messed up here. So let's go and see what happens. So yep, we're going to choose inline. And remember, it's class, so we want to put a dot before it. Width of unset. This will remove the earlier rule, which set all the input elements to width 100. Oh, that's good. It kind of fixes it. Yeah, that fixed it really good. We need to remember that, you guys. Width unset, that just fixes something. Yes. Very nice. Add some space between the inline elements and the label text by giving a right margin of 0.5 em. Also set all the other margins to 0. So add some space between the inline elements and the label text. So let's go to HTML and see exactly what they're referring to here. So inline and label text. I see. Where's inline? Where did we do that at again? I'm having to. No, inline. I just did this, you guys. Let me use this. Oh, here it goes. There's inline. Inline, okay, personal account over there. So it says, add some space between the inline elements and label text by giving a right margin of 0.5 em. I just wanted to see it. I mean, I know I can write the code for it and that's pretty easy, but I wanted to see, you know, exactly where that was. Add some space between the inline elements and the label text. So let's remove this and then kind of look at what it was before. Okay. And then add some space between the inline elements and the label text. And then it's not even that, it's right margin. Margin left. Hmm. Let me see if this is right. Yeah, I see what they did here. They made these a little bit closer together and actually put them away from these borders, it seems to me, though. If you look close enough, you will notice the inline elements are too high on the line. To combat this, set the vertical align property to middle. I kind of do see that. The inline elements are too high on the line. I feel like they might be too low. So let's just see what this does. Vertical align. Oh, I got it. I seen what that did. Did you guys see that? I'm gonna erase it so you can see it better. Well, if you guys are doing this with me, you can see what it did, but it moved these right here and made them a little bit closer to the input, to the text. I All right, to make the input and text area elements blend in with the background theme, set their background color to 0, blah, blah, then give them okay. All right, so our thing, what we're gonna do, because we definitely know how to write this code, like this is easy, but we just need to be making sure that we understand what it's doing. So I'm gonna write this, but I'm going to make sure that I find out exactly what it's doing. Okay. Background. Pound 0A, 0A, 2, 3. Remember, there's no colon after this. Okay, and then give them border, solid. One px. Okay, solid of that's not working. Yeah. That's not gonna work. I think what this is this. You think? It's probably not. I don't know this one, you guys. I need the answer or the hint. You give input and text area elements a background color of, okay, that's what I did. Let's cut this out. You give the input and text area elements a 1px solid border with a color. I don't think that's right. I did. You should give the input and text area elements a 1px solid border with a color. I'm gonna have to ask them, is border an element? Hmm. So it could be border style, border. Let's see, let's try. I'm stumped. All right, you guys. So I finally got my answer. It's basically solid 1px, and they want you to put the actual hex solid color. And he just told me that semicolons come after hex colors. Now, do you guys remember sometimes we was making it and it did not have it? So I was wrong. Semicolons come after it, but somehow my code was passing earlier. So, all right, we're on to the next challenge. Currently, if you type in the input or text area element, you will not be able to see the text. Right. Also, their height is too small to be easy to use. Fix this by setting the color to all Fs and setting their min height to EM. All right, this is easy. So setting their color to that should turn white. Well, look at that. It didn't do it. Damn it. I think I was supposed to do that one instead. This one is all F's. F, 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 F. Yeah. Oh, and then we gotta put their height right. Oh, I spaced them out. Oh, min height. Come on, man. Let's see. I did. You should set the color. All right. You want to select element. You want the select element to remain with a white background. But now it's not getting the same min height as the input and text areas elements. Move the min height property and value so that all three element types have the same min height value and the select element still has a white background. Okay, hold on. You want the select element to remain with the white background, but now it's not getting the same min height as the input and text area elements. Move the min height property and value so that all three element types have the same min height value and the select element still has a white background. Oh, this one is a lot. You want the select element to remain with the white background, but now it is not getting the same min height as the input in text areas. This is the only place I see select is over there. Put background. All right, let's just see what that does. Oh my gosh, I'm so smart. You better, girl. You better go. All right, you guys. Oh, I gotta do some things. Let me put you guys on pause. And you know, you don't notice these pauses because all I do is just pause it and then I come right back. So whatever. All right, you guys. So let's continue. Submit my code. To style the submit button, you can use an attribute selector, which selects an element based on the given attribute value. Here's an example: input, name, password. The above selects input elements with a name attribute value of password. Now use the attribute selector to style the submit button with a display of block and a width of 60. With a display. Because let's look at this submit button and see what the thing is. The value is submit. Okay. So now the attribute selected to select the submit button with the display of block and width of 60. Oh my goodness, what? To style the submit button, you can use an attribute selector, which selects an element based on the given attribute value. So we know that the value of the submit button is submit. So we're going to use that. And we're gonna do this thing that is the example that they're using here, which is a little bit different. I don't know why they have to do all this. You guys, I'm getting it together. This is probably wrong as hell, but you know, I tried. You should use an attribute selector of input type submit. Now let's just see if that's the case. Yeah, it was input. So I did submit, which was wrong. And I should have known because even this has it, you know. My bad. And I knew I was still wrong. Dang it. It was input type. I don't have a name for submit. I only have a value or my question is, you guys, why did we do it that way? You know, I guess because it's a different way to style it instead of going back to HTML and putting in, you know, some type of a property for this submit button. I mean, you can just choose it right straight away. Nobody else has a submit type, so might as well just use it and style it. All right, let's see what it looks like. Oh, okay. All right. So with the display of block, the submit button sits flush against the left edge of its parent. Use the same technique used to center the form to center. Use the same technique used to center the form to center the submit button. Okay, so we're gonna go back up here and see what form is, how that's done. Now, this has a margin of auto. Remember, auto really does it as far as centering things. So let's see if that worked. It did, but it's not saying that. Oh, 0 auto. Looks the same to me, but whatever. Okay. To make the submit button look more in line with the rest of the form, give it the same height as the other fields, 2M. Also increase the font size to 1.1 rem. Okay, they wanted it to be a little larger there. All right, on step 54, to make the submit button appear more distinct, to give it a background color of and a border color of. Oh, I can't wait to give it this border color. Let's do that right now, honey, because it's looking very cheapish. I don't want it to look that way. Oh, okay, that looks good. Sometimes, you guys, to be honest with you, I don't know why they use these hex colors. I mean, yeah, I know hex colors can get you the color that you need, but it's like if they just would put gray there, yeah, gray probably wouldn't go. I get it. I see it. It's closer to navy blue, but it's not quite gray. So lastly, for the submit button, you want to separate it from the field set above and adjust its width to never be below 300 px. Change the margin property to include 1 em on the top and bottom and set the width as described above. So the margin just needs to include 1 em. Let's see what that did. And then I think we're gonna use max width here because it says we don't ever want it to be below 300 px. So if we use max width, it can't because this is the maximum. Let me see. Oh, we're gonna use minimum width. Let's see if I got it right, you guys. You should use the existing margin property to include 1 em. I did. Can't you see that? Put it here first. Does it matter? Oh, at the top and bottom. Okay. I just want to know if I got the min width right because I'd be happy about that. Okay. Margin top 1 em and margin bottom. I did. I got minimum width right. Well, what do you say? All right. Most browsers inject their own default CSS properties and values for different elements. If you look closely, you might be able to notice the file input is smaller than the other text input elements. By default, a padding of 1px and 2px is given to input elements you can type in. Using another attribute selector style, the input with a type of file to be the same padding as the other input elements. Okay, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and do this. So input type file is what I got here. Most browsers inject their own default. Okay. Values different elements. If you look closely, you might be able to notice the file input is smaller than the other text input elements. By default, a padding of is given to input elements you can type in. Using another attribute selector, select input with a type of file, which we did there. Remember, like we did that somewhere else. There. Okay. That looks wrong though. I don't know why underneath it's just looks like it's all spelled wrong. We'll find out sooner or later. We need the same padding as the other places. So what is the padding for these? So I think we did padding here for Fieldset 2 rim 0. It says do the same one. So that's the only one I see. So it tells us to do that. All right, well, at least we only got that wrong because, to be honest with you, we got this right, even though it didn't look like it. Speaking of padding, the submit button is sitting at the bottom of the form element. Add 2 EM of padding only to the bottom of the form. Oh, that looks way better. Don't you agree? Step 58, last but not least, change the text color of the terms and conditions. Link to D blah, blah, blah. Well done. You have completed the final part of the registration form. All right. So how are we going to change this? We need to go to index HTML to see what class this is in. What is it? How do we select it? So here it is over here. Oh, no, that's not it. Girl, terms. Where is terms? I named it. I named it terms. I accept the terms and conditions. So it's called terms. We're going to do input type checkbox. I think this one's a hard one, but a juicy one. I really like this one. All right, let's do. Let me see, is this right? No, it's not what it's called. Input name. Hmm. This is a hard one. Okay. Because we only are trying to change this right here. And what I'm trying to do is figure out how can I pinpoint this? Maybe it's a AHREF. Oh, that's it, you guys. It's none of this. No? Maybe. Colors. Let's see what the name of text colors are. I think it's just named color. So let's, oh, I already did that and nothing happened. Okay, that's it. I halfway got it. I have to get rid of the HREF. Nobody cares about that. There's only one A element in the whole place, and that is it. So there we have it. I built the survey form. I wonder, are they putting this stuff in my portfolio? Let's ask the people. Uh-oh, nobody's in here. I think everybody's gone. think they close up shop around a certain time, probably. All right. Well, we finished that. So I'm going to stop this because we're on a different one. So I'll upload this video and get to the next one. Bye-bye.